the barometer because she's the brightest. So you see the change on her the most because she starts so perky and then she becomes absolute trash.
My character is very much of a warrior and kind of hysterical. And so I have my little horse right here for comforting purposes. And so anytime my character gets worried, she's always clutching to her horse, which we've named Wilson.
We nickname it Wilson, you know, after Wilson the Ball in Castaway, because it was such an emotional attachment, so it was always known as Wilson.
A little bit longer this time. The back window too, like that. The back window too.
Justin, very talented, and came on, and I thought it was beautifully cast.
Is he starting there?
Yeah.
He's starting there.
I looked a long time for somebody to play Tom's son, but when I met Justin, he came in, he tested for us a number of times. I liked how natural he was, how American he was, even though he's actually Canadian, but he has this sort of American teenage, you know, voice. He's in the rhythm of the times today.
Yeah, I just gotta type it up. Bullshit. Yeah? What do you know?
And so there was a lot of different factors that concluded that Justin get that part, not the least of which he's a very talented new young actor.
Well, the first thing was like I started, trying to piece together who Robbie was in relation to his father. I just went by the library and I was looking through different books and just grabbing anything that caught my eye off the shelf. And I saw this book on 9/11 and all those photos that were there with the people covered in ash and the apocalyptic world and state that everyone was in and how it unified everyone in New York at that time. And it was so similar. And I told Stephen that, and Stephen was like, yeah, I have all those photos up all over my office, And I was like, wow, yeah, so it's a similar thing, what happened at 9/11 and how it unified everyone to be one instead of be all against each other and hate each other,
Robbie is about style of youth, He had that sloppy, sort of faddy thing going on, and I suppose in a way I wanted him to be the kind of quietest. So tonally he doesn't change that much, but the one really linking thing between Ray and Robbie is the hats, but they're supporting different teams, so it's part of this rivalry between them, and that Robbie would come to the house wearing his hat to piss his dad off.
Boston. That's how it is? Is that how it's going to be?
We'll be at my parents' house in Boston, but don't call the house line, Well, the point is I've got my cell phone, so if anything comes up or you have any questions, just call me.
Believe it or not, I can't handle it.
I'm a fan of Miranda's. She's a wonderful, wonderful actress, and I've seen her in a number of films. My kids are fans of hers from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, certainly. And so, I just thought she was a good fit with the Tom Cruise character. And I thought she was a good fit because I thought that Tom may be married up, that he was this blue-collar worker. He's a big kid at heart. And he probably, he's a sexy guy, and he probably married up. He probably married a Connecticut aristocrat. And they fell in love and had a couple of kids. And yet there was such a great chasm between their upbringings that they never really could see eye to eye on many things. Or maybe she wanted him to be more involved in the family, and he was too much of a kid himself to do that. And the marriage failed. But there's a sort of sweet gap between Ray and Marianne. And I kind of thought Miranda did a great job playing a well-educated woman of good upbringing. And she was not slumming to be with Ray because he's this sexy dock worker. He's Tom Cruise after all. But she's found something in Ray she loved, but she also was holding on to this other lifestyle. And I thought that contrast was great.
I was in LA and I was in a car rental place and my agent rang me. And I didn't even know that I'd been put up for it. I was in LA for a week for something else that I had to finish off. And my manager rang and she said, I need to talk to you. And I said, oh, can I call you back because I'm just hiring a car? And she said, no, I have to talk to you now. And she said that Steven Spielberg wanted to talk to me about coming to do this. And it was completely out of the blue for me. And I got to speak to him the next day and he asked me if I'd be interested in doing it. But the funny thing is that I'm actually pregnant myself, and so I had to say to him on the phone, I don't know if I can do this because I'm pregnant. I don't know if that's going to be a problem for you. And he said, oh, no, actually, I like that. That's a good idea. Let's do that. And I'm not actually this pregnant. They've made me a little bit more pregnant than what I am.
What's happening?
I can't tell you now. We've only got about another minute.
Next to the screenplay, there's nothing more important than the proper casting. You're offering the audience people to bond with, to identify with. And one of the things that I love about War of the Worlds is it doesn't have a complexity. If anything's complex, it's the characters.